All right, I'm here with my friend Jenny Newman, Editor-in-Chief, Cars Commerce. Jenny, thanks so much for giving us a few minutes again.
Thanks for having me. This is fun.
It's a lot of fun. We're in New York City. The auto show is about to happen. We just saw the JD Power Auto Forum today, so we really have the both sides of the marketplace represented in this city right now. You spend a lot of time paying attention to what the consumers are saying and what they want to see and think. So I think dealers are always interested to know, like, what's the vibe right now? What are people asking? What are they paying attention to? I know you're going to say the T word, but that's fine.
I know, I'm sorry. I have to say the T word. So, of course, tariffs. So we are seeing increased interest from in-market shoppers around our tariff coverage, of course, on cars.com. They are trying to figure out what they should do. And I think that's like a lot of us, right? There's a lot of questions, there's a lot of ambiguity. And so part of our role at cars.com is to provide that guidance to shoppers so that we can help them prepare for that entire car shopping journey. And right now that's tariffs.
Tell me a little bit more about how you ingest that sentiment. Because, like, I assume it comes in from a lot of areas and you come up with a thesis and you come up with an understanding, but where is all this coming from? Like, where is all the sentiment being ingested?
There's a lot of different ways that we look at it. Of course, we're looking at what are people searching for online? What are they looking for within our own data? We use surveys to reach out and gather more information, both from the general population and then also in-market shoppers, right? Because that can be some different results there. And so there's also a little bit of editorial judgment, right? I've got this very seasoned staff. They have been covering cars for a long time. They can close their eyes and tell you exactly which car is what just based on a sound. And so they understand the market, they understand what's going on more broadly, and they're able to bring that expertise and really provide that help to shoppers.
So what is the salve that dealers can give, put on the consumer experience right now based on what the anxiety and expectation is coming into a transaction or a potential decision? Like, should I buy now? Should I wait? Should I move up a purchasing decision based on what may happen?
Yeah, I think that those question marks are what's really difficult for shoppers right now. That they want to know how much our price is going to go up. We can't tell them, right? And I think just having that, being a good partner to the shopper from a dealer perspective, I think that's really important. So if someone's looking at a vehicle and it has a American badge on the hood, but we know it's made in South Korea, that's probably something the dealer needs to really bring up early in the conversation. Hey, I know you're interested in this car. First of all, how many are on the lot right now? They're moving quickly. Secondly, this is built around the world, and so we may see a price increase. It's difficult to say exactly what that's going to look like, but
we know this one costs this much.
Yeah, right? We know it costs this much right now.
Yeah.
We don't know what it's going to cost in 60 days.
Right.
We just don't. And so, just being honest about that, I think consumers understand there's a lot of question marks right now. On the affordability front, that's a huge area of interest for shoppers, and it has been for a while.
Right.
So what's interesting is we've got a lot of coverage about cheapest vehicles. We just published our best value new cars, which looks at features as well as price and highlights which cars come in at, they got the most bang for the buck, basically. And so, thinking about that affordability conversation as well and working it into this time, I think is also a way that dealers can really help shoppers navigate the market right now.
If you were to summarize or give me the most, is it affordability at the top of the list, or are there some other considerations on what consumer sentiment's telling you?
Ooh, I would say right now it is affordability. And I think pretty soon it might also, if tariffs continue, I wonder about availability too. I think that
right, because we don't have a supply issue like we
not
did
yet.
during COVID,
No.
right? Because I'll say a manufacturing bottleneck.
True.
Right, that's
True.
what we had, but now it may be like we've heard stories of like manufacturers stopping shipments, closing down plants intentionally because they don't know.
Yeah.
So affordability now, but you're saying you can see that availability maybe over the hill. Too early to tell, but you can see us getting there.
Well, what's interesting is we were looking at cars.com data and looking at the new car market and realizing that about 14% of the market is affordable vehicles, so vehicles priced around $30,000 or less. It used to be a lot more, of course, before the pandemic. It was up in the 30 percentage point area.
Sure was.
Huge change. And of that 14%, almost 90% of those vehicles are made abroad. So what's going to happen, right? We saw affordable vehicles decrease during the pandemic as automakers prioritized vehicles where they could have bigger margins, make a little more money, right? Where were they going to put their limited resources? It's a similar question going into this time period. If the price increases so much on some of these affordable vehicles, are they going to have to pull back? Are they going to have to rethink the way that they create their lineup, basically? So there's so many questions right now, but I do wonder about availability. We'll see what happens there.
Well, Jenny, as always, thanks for spending a few minutes with us and paying so much attention to the consumers and what they're saying and what they're feeling, so you can bring the insights back to the dealers.
It's my pleasure. I love spending time with you.
Thanks.